What's up, guys? It's your boy Yenzer back again with another Clash Dummies Clan War recap. First, I promised the guys that I would let them shout out. I'm going to do so while I'm doing the introduction to the video here. This is going to be a rather short recap. Thanks, Bear. I knew he was going to do. He specifically asked me to do something, to do a shout out, and I knew he was going to do something goofy right off the bat. He started this conversation about whale cum and foreskin, and it's crazy. I only expect the worst to come out of these guys right now. But anyway, it's going to be a short recap. We did have quite a few town hall dips. Oh, look at him here! Look at our leader Shawn jumping in there with a thank you to all the viewers. Greatly appreciate that from Shawn. He is a wonderful leader. I have to give him much praise for starting this clan and running it, and keeping it at such a high level, professionally, as in like our attitudes sometimes conflict. Oh, thanks, Wolf. I got a comment here. Alright, that should calm him down a little bit. But anyhow, it's going to be a short recap as we actually, I'll jump right into what it looked like here. As you can see, 53-53. We edged them out by 0.7%. Came down to the wire. We had a slow start. Weren't putting up a lot of 3 stars early. However, late in the game, we were down by 5 stars, I think it was, with about 3 attacks left is what we had, and I'll show you what had happened here. Right there, you can see Ogden dipped to hit number 4. That was a Town Hall 9, Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 9. Bear, our number 1, dipped to hit their number 9, which was a fresh hit on the number 9 base. He had not been touched all war. And Prototype went down to hit 14 and take him out for 2 more stars. And I believe Zaz, although he did not 3-star their number 13, he did add percentage, which obviously proved to be crucial. And all that happened right down the stretch. As you can see, they were not able to add the star to an Animus that would have sealed the deal for them. We'll go ahead and scroll through so you can see. Still a few Town Hall 10s getting through. We're still learning. And a few Town Hall 9s make their way through as well. You can see 13 and number 5 there. The reason it's going to be a short recap is because of those dips. I don't want to show Town Hall 10s bullying Town Hall 9s. It's just not fair. I'm also not going to show Town Hall 9s dipping to hit Town Hall 8s, which did happen in this war. But, you know, sometimes to win them, you got to do what you got to do. And I'm really proud of the guys for pulling this one out. We're going to start here with that hit at the end there by Prototype on number 8. Go right into the video. As you can see, pretty standard. You got a symmetrical base and you have a lurable CC. That spells out disaster for the enemy in this case and in most cases. So what he's going to do is he's just going to lure the CC, double poison it. If it was a hound, he would have all but ignored it. Yenzer played him this one. He wants to show a farming raid. Maybe I will at the end. It depends on how long the video goes, Shawn. Alright, so that's done. He's going to send the golems in. Down here at the 8 o'clock position, obviously his next objective is to go in there and take out that enemy queen. His golems are going to work their way in after he funnels here. Drops the king in the jump with the queen. The queen actually targets the enemy queen. It doesn't usually happen that way, but the wall breakers chose to open the adjacent wall there, and the queen was in the wrong compartment. As you can see, as soon as the queen's taken out, he drops in his hogs as his golems and his kill squad are still tanking. Is unfortunate to hit a giant bomb right there at the beginning, so he does have to burn a heal, but it's worth it to keep those hogs alive. Even though they catch a big piece of the bomb that was in the center of the base, they're still alive because he was able to drop that first heal. Has to actually use all of his heals rather early in this attack, but he still has a full golem and his king in the core to tank for the hogs that are working around virtually untouched aside from those skeleton traps and now that cannon that have decided to target them. Hits a spring trap, but as you can see, he has enough hogs to get the job done. His queen's still alive. He has a golem. He has some goblins down here and a wizard over here for cleanup. They're just going to complete the ring. Let's see what everybody's saying. They're already saying that we're going to have a pretty simple war this time around. I have not looked at the matchup. I'm going to stop looking at the chat now just so we can continue with the video. I'll go ahead and fast forward this cleanup as his hogs come down here and take out the final builder's hut. We're going to move right to number 9, not going far. Actually, scratch that. That was my fault. Number 10, was it? I can't remember which one I decided to show. It had to be this one. It was our number 9, Jake, versus their number 10. They had a lot of similar base designs wall-wise. I will say that like they all had like these little compartments like this one right here, kind of like a T-shape, which gave decent entry points. So Jake's going to go ahead and spot an area he can get the CC lure. Same situation, he's just going to double poison it. His next objective here is going to be to get in there, hopefully eliminate a double giant bomb spot, and get to that enemy archer queen, which I know he does because he successfully 3-stars this base. Alright, he goes ahead and sends the golems with a little spread on him, fans out his wizards. I would like to see him leave out this wizard, or these 2 wizards right here. Leave those buildings standing. That way your king and queen have something to target when you drop them. You want to have the wizards more out here and out here, but not necessarily in the center there. Just a little tip. Obviously, I can't critique it too seriously because he does pull the 3-star, but that's just something little that can solidify the fact that your troops are not going to go around the base. Does get a double giant bomb triggered on the entry. It was a very poor decision for the defender in this case to put that bomb spot right in front of his enemy queen. One more little suggestion would have been to put that heal spell just a little bit deeper into the base. It does have all the hogs within its range though, so it does serve its purpose. As you can see, he is going to hit bombs right here. Fortunately for him, 1 triggers. His hogs have just enough time to get completely healed back up, and they hit that other bomb and survive that one as well. He hurries to drop the other heal spell, probably not needed, but I understand the urgency. As he saw that other bomb go off, I would have panicked myself. So all the defenses are down, still has a ton of hogs. We'll 4x this one, and he's going to run around this circle and take out the final army camp for the 3-star. New to the channel, I don't believe I showed one of his attacks. This is going to be the last war attack I show, as anything lower. It's worthy of a look, don't get me wrong, but it was these were the important ones. These were the clutch ones. They were all important, obviously, with a war this close. I'm beating a dead horse with the scenario here, with the way that we're attacking these bases, and I don't want to show too many more of the enemy bases when they're not up to snuff. Lures the hound out, goes light. Instead of sending wizards, he sends archers here. I can only assume, I mean, he had them in his camp. I'm not sure why. He could have went with wizards, but you know, he put his own touch on it. Who am I to say you know, that he should have done something different, because it works out for him in the end. He does have a wall breaker fail, but I really don't know, again, why they were even in his camps, because he had the quake and it could get him the whole way to the core. So maybe just refining the army composition could have made this better, but I kind of missed the hog drop there, focusing on the kill squad. All he did was a 3-finger drop from the top. Jumps in here and just makes sure everything's healed up, and that's pretty much the end of the story. Stacks the heals right on top of each other. I do like what he does with his third heal, though. The enemy king is still in the core, not being targeted by anything, and he's locked onto hogs. Down here, he realizes there's 3-point defense and that king beating on his hogs, while up here, there are only 2-point defense remaining, so he knows that it's probably smarter to send his hogs down at the south, or send his heal down to the south, where it can protect his hogs a little bit better. Ends up being a great decision, because as you can see, he has a lot of them remaining for the cleanup. Not that he wouldn't have gotten it done anyway, because the queen was in the core, and when that happens and she's able to run around a square base like that, it does make for pretty easy cleanup. But it was a very good decision to put that heal down at the bottom, and good looking out by Deluxe on that raid. So again, I just want to go over and reiterate the fact that 3 stars are the name of the game here. As you can see, we did have those 2 stars, which kind of, if they were able to turn 2 of their 2 stars into 3 stars, obviously they end up winning this round. We'll start refining the Town Hall 10 game soon. I'm not real worried about that. It's coming along. Let me go ahead and scroll down here. Let's see if anybody is saying anything nice. Looks like they're just really talking about the matchup. I will get into the system we use. I'm going to go ahead and play Shawn's raid here in the background because he asked me to. I'll get into the system he used. This is a defense on his base. He loves this base. I think it gives up a lot of other loot, but he is trying to save his DE, so he uses a DE vault base. They do make for some great replays, I will tell you that. But anyway, I'll get into probably one of the future videos. This would have actually been a great video to do it in because it was a little bit more limited as far as the attacks that I was going to show. But there's a strategy that we use basically to organize our war hits. Instead of having everybody try to call a base and make sure everyone's on the same page, we use kind of like a captain system. And in the captain system, the captains have a range, and I'll get into how we organize this. First, we utilize the mail system within Clash of Clans. So obviously, captains have to be co-leaders because they have to be able to send a clan mail. Because you can send a clan mail every 12 hours, we usually get one in before the war starts, and then one in the middle of the war. Usually, that is. The first one is for your initial hit, and then the second one is to orchestrate the cleanup attacks. We don't really hold back our players if some of them have to attack earlier in war. You're free to do so. You just have to check in with the with your war captain. And basically, what that does is kind of controls the clan a little bit, as far as not getting confused, not having attacks stolen. When you get into these 3-star strategies, your armies aren't just like a typical go wipe where you're training up 3 golems, 3 P.E.K.K.A.s, 17 wizards, and 8 wall breakers every time, and then just picking a random base and smacking it for 2 stars. These attacks are much more specific. Sometimes you're going to be using 3 golems, which is going to require fewer hogs. Sometimes Valkyries are involved, or witches. Sometimes if you can drop a single loon to take out a mortar that's out of range of anything, that is very useful. As you can see, as this attack's wrapping up, there's really nothing that this attacker can do to get at Shawn's Dark Elixir. Unfortunately, they did get all of his other loot. But that's not his objective, to protect that loot. As you can see, he's almost done with his walls. He really doesn't need a whole lot of golden elixir, but he does have 20/20 heroes, and he needs to get them to 30/30, so he's protecting that dark elixir. But yeah, I mean, if you want to know more about the strategy we use to orchestrate our clan wars attacks, I will get in a little more in depth with that. That'll be all for this video. I do have another one coming up on this war. It's a little special couple attacks that I'm going to be showing by the same player. Not that they were particularly awesome, but because I kind of tore them apart a little bit in the Caught in the Act video, and I want to do him a little bit of justice. So stay tuned for that one. I appreciate you guys watching this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe for future video updates. I will be having, like I said, another Clash video tonight, and Call of Duty will be coming tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by, and have a wonderful evening.